Hey, it's Jonathan Miller. How's it going? Let's go for a drive. If you're new to the channel, please consider hitting that subscribe button. At the end of the video, if you liked it, give it a thumbs up, and always hit the bell to be notified when new uploads will be online. Today I have the pleasure of driving a 2018 Mercedes-Benz Glc63 Amg 4MATIC. Is the Mercedes-Benz Glc63 Amg worth $70,000, $80,000, or even $90,000? We'll take a look and I'll let you know what I think, and then you guys can comment below and let me know what you think. I'm just going to go over the spec sheet with you guys. I'll list everything on the blog with prices and what the packages include, and I'll probably throw up on the screen the name of the package and the price. So let's just take a look at it quickly. It's a 2018 GLC 63, base price $69,900. It's black paint with black Napa leather, which is $25.90. It has the advanced lighting package, which basically gives you full LED headlights, high beam assist, illuminated door sill panels, and ambient lighting. That's $1,050. We've got the basically navigation system. Mercedes calls it their command system. That's a $2,200 option. The AMG night package, which basically blacks out everything. So the front splitter, the side sills, and the roof rails are gloss black instead of silver. That's $750. It has a parking assist package. It's active parking, surround view, 3D view parking, $12.90. Driver's assistant package, which is $22.50, and includes, active blind spot, Mercedes Distronic Plus, which is basically a radar system which keeps the distance between you and the car in front of you, and it will stop automatically. Bunch of other stuff. Lots of things. I'll list those on the blog. You guys can check it out. It has the AMG steering wheel with basically Alcantara. Mercedes calls it Dynamica. $500. It has a 20-inch AMG twin 5-spoke wheels with black accents. There is a 21-inch wheel option, but I think that's a little bit overkill. I think these wheels look really awesome. We'll take a look at those. And a bunch of other stuff. LED logo projectors when you open the door. Rear side airbags, heated and ventilated front seats. Panamera roof. Heads-up display, which is really nice. It's color. Aluminum trim, running boards, lots of other stuff. And we get a grand total of, with destination and delivery, $86,325. So we're going to take a look. I said in the intro, is this car worth $70, which is its base price? Is it worth $80 or even $90? So we'll go through everything. We'll take a look. We'll take a drive. I'll let you know what I think. And then you guys can let me know what you think. What do you think it compares to in this price range? And, we'll have a discussion about it. Thanks. Excuse my squinting, but let me try to cover the sun there. I just want to talk about the moniker, the naming systems for the Mercedes-Benz. So, everyone knows the new Mercedes are C-Class, E-Class, S-Class, etc. So what they did for their SUVs is they added a G in front. GLC, GLE, GLA, G-Wagon, etc. So the easy way to tell what the car is and what it's based on, so basically we'll take a look here. G, so that's the SUV. C, C-Class. So GL is basically the SUV, and C is C-Class. So this is the SUV based on the C-Class platform. So when you see a GLE, that's based on the E-Class, GLS on the S-Class, G-Wagon's its own monster. I'll put a card up above, and you guys can check out that video with the G-Wagon drive. GLA is based on the A-Class, which was a European only car. I believe it's coming to America soon. So that's basically how you can tell. Especially when we look in the interior, you'll see it's very, if you have a C-Class, if you've ever driven a C-Class, it's the same interior because it's basically on the same platform. It's the same car, it's just the SUV version. And it's just really familiar and really nice. So this is what happens when you live in the Northeast and all the leaves fall. They always get stuck under the hood. It's such a pain. But we'll just clear these out as best I can. Unfortunately, they're dry, so they're cracking everywhere. Best thing is probably just vacuum these up. The GLC63 has a hand-built 4-liter bi-turbo V8. You'll actually find the same motor in the AMG GT and the GTR, in the E63, and actually even in the new Aston Martin Vantage. The motor is mated to an AMG SpeedShift MCT 9-speed transmission. Power is sent to all 4 wheels via the AMG Performance 4MATIC Plus all-wheel drive system. The engine produces 469 horsepower at 5,500 RPM and 479 pound-feet of torque at a low 1,750 RPM. This car will do 0 to 60 in 3.8 seconds. What we're looking at here are actually the 2 turbochargers. They actually sit inside the V. Mercedes calls it hot inside V turbocharger configuration. So as Mercedes puts it, for better performance and packaging, the AMG V8's twin turbos are placed inside the V of the engine. The layout sends a compressed charge from each turbo to its bank of cylinders via an extremely short path with near zero pressure loss or turbo lag. The high pressure turbos spool up quickly to as much as 186,000 RPM. The setup is also highly efficient from intake to exhaust with liquid cooled intercoolers and close mounted catalysts that reach peak efficiency in seconds. So it's really neat. So basically the engine's a V8, and they put the turbos right in there. It's really good for packaging, and as you saw, for turbo lag and boost. You can probably, get that heat out of here because it's on the top. You don't have to worry about packaging the turbos in the back or underneath. They're easy to get to if they need to be serviced. And as with all AMG motors, they are hand built in Alfalterbach, Germany. This one is handcrafted by Mr. Daniel Lang. So thank you very much. Beautiful engine. Sounds good, makes lots of power. Let's go for a drive. We've got the big start button here. It's keyless go, so the key's in my pocket. I don't have to put the key in, and we'll give it a start. Roars into life. The seatbelt actually has a little motor in it and a pre-tension, so when the car started, it kind of gives it a pull and pre-tensions the steering wheel, which is, if you're not used to it, it's like, what's going on here? So I've got an electronic e-brake under the dash here. I give that a pull, e-brake's off. The transmission stalk, it's like an old truck, except it's electronic. So you push this little silver button into park. One up is reverse and neutral, and then drive. So we'll put it in reverse. I don't know if you can see the backup camera. I'll try to take a video of it later, but it's like a 3D view, so I can see the car looking down. I don't know how it does that. These systems are quite amazing. One click down, I'm in drive, and let's take a drive in this 469 horsepower bi-turbo V8. I'm in comfort mode. I'm gonna hit this dynamic switch and put me in Sport Plus. So that gives me like the sharpest shifting and the stiff suspension and engine performance and all that kind of good stuff. I can shift on the steering wheels here. Otherwise, it's automatic. Will shift by myself. I will post a picture. I've got the color heads-up display in front of me. It's white right now with a little red at the red line, and it's showing me a horizontal tachometer, my gear, and then the speed. So it's really nice. I don't have to look down. Down in the dash, I actually have right now boost and oil temps and different temperatures in there. It's still analog. This car does not have the new Mercedes-Benz full digital dash. So on the right, I've got the carbon fiber inlaid tachometer. On the left is the speedometer. Underneath that, the gas gauge. I don't really know why we need speedometers anymore when everything's digital. It just takes up room. I guess that's why they went to the full digital display. All right, I'm gonna punch it a little here. Wow, wow. Really throws you back in your seat. Woo! This thing is fast. Mercedes claims 3.8, 0 to 60. It's probably a little quicker. They usually don't give you their best 0 to 60 times. Wow. Really threw you back there. We do have to remember that this is still an SUV, so it's obviously higher and heavier than a car. But in this guise, in the Glc63 Amg, I mean, this road is one lane. It's super narrow and twisty, and I'm super confident. It just feels like driving a car. It's got big sticky tires. As I said, it's got the big sticky summer Continentals on there right now. The snow tires are going on later this afternoon, so I'm glad I had a chance to drive it with the summer tires. Ooh, that acceleration was crazy. And downshifts by itself when I come to a stop. I don't know if you can hear it. You can hear it on the inside. It's not super loud. As I said, the only major thing he didn't inspect was the AMG Sport exhaust, but they told him that it's basically just loud on the outside. So I'm in fourth, shift to third. Mercedes make really nice downshifts, especially with this, with the V8. Mercedes is one brand, let me tell you, with their turbo motors that still make them sound really good. Maybe it's due to the fact that they're putting the turbochargers in the V of the motor and not somewhere else. It's a really short distance for all those gases to travel. Little sideways there. It's got a sharp turn. Nice light steering. We're in second, third. It's got the big AMG performance brakes, so stopping isn't really an issue. Oh, the downshifts in these cars are just sound really awesome. It's just really comfortable. Really easy to drive. It's fast. It handles like a car. I don't feel like I'm in an SUV whatsoever. Once again, I'll put up a card to my G-Wagon drive. That's a handful. That is definitely not sporty whatsoever. Maybe in a straight line, but in the handling department, not at all. Doesn't even compare to this car. This is like driving a car. Hit the brakes a little, see how it stops. Really good brakes. They got the big calipers, sticky tires. Third gear, second gear. Sounds good. And this is just at about 3,000 RPM, it hums. Sorry about the sun glare, although I'm not sorry because it's actually sunny, which is fantastic. So as I said, this car has the lighting package. So it has the full LED headlights which swivel and give you high beams, and they'll turn off when a car is approaching. So this night AMG package. So all this trim here is all gloss black instead of silver. So I think that looks pretty slick. And the Distronic, basically the active cruise control, this was radar. is behind this Mercedes badge. So if you see a Mercedes badge that looks like this, that's like covered in this black plastic, that's what that is. It's got the pretty, they call it a Panamera grill. That grill looks really good on this car. The little chrome breaks up the front end. Of course, we've got AMG badging everywhere. These are the optional 20-inch wheels. They're running a 265 45/20 front tire. It's got the big AMG performance brakes, a big caliper up there. I just really think it looks cool with the black and then this brushed look here. It makes it look like a different wheel. If you kind of don't look at this part and you just look at the silver parts, so it's kind of like two wheels in one. I think it's a pretty neat look. We've got the special badging, of course, the V8 bi-turbo and 4MATIC Plus, which is a special AMG optimized four-wheel drive system. Gives you a little bit more rear drive than your standard system. That AMG Night package, so you'll get the black side view mirrors and the black rails on the roof. This car is obviously has tinted windows, so it looks really slick, all black. I kind of wish that the optional running boards that are silver here, if those were blacked out, maybe you can get them wrapped. I think that would look really neat. The rear wheel is running a 295 40/20. So obviously these are Continental Sport Context 6. As you can see, that's a summer tire. And we're here in mid-December, coming up on the holidays and New Year. And we will get snow at some point, and the temperatures are going to get colder, and these tires just really won't work that well. So my friend here with the car is actually taking the car when I'm done, and he has 19-inch wheels with snow tires that he's going to throw on here. His previous car was the GLA45 AMG. He said that was fun, but it was like a toy. It was like fast, but had a lot of turbo kick and lag on the turbo. It was like a kid's car. It's basically like, you know, a souped up JDM car, but built by Mercedes. So he said this one is much more civilized, super fast. Mercedes claims, you know, 3.8 0 to 60, which is, I mean, for an SUV, it's crazy, right? So he's really enjoying it. As I said, it's pretty brand new. We'll take a look at the back. Of course, you have your AMG badging, the Glc63. It has the blacked out AMG trapezoidal tailpipes, which are their signature look. It's got this cool rear diffuser. And like most modern day cars, give it a kick under here with your key in the pocket, and the trunk opens up, and you'll find all my camera gear in there. And we'll just press the button to close it. I actually like driving in the Sport Plus because the shifts are like super fast. And it's not, the suspension isn't super hard. I was in Sport earlier and it actually feels better in Sport Plus for some reason. It just feels a little more compliant in Sport. I found I was bouncing a little too much, so maybe it's like stiffer and it works better with this chassis. Oh, I really love this car. Yeah, I don't think you need the AMG Sport exhaust. And one thing I was talking to the client about was that usually offer like a 63 and a 63S. So the S hasn't been available in the United States on the 4-door. You can get a 63S in the coupe body style, which I don't know if you've seen it. I don't know what your thoughts are on these coupe SUVs. For me, they don't really do it for me. But it goes from this motor, it's 469. If you get the S, I think it's about 500, 503, something like that. but the 0 to 60 is 3.8 versus 3.7. It's not really anything noticeable, and I actually think this car is quicker than 3.8. So you don't need to pay the extra money for it. It's I think 15 grand. I'll put the prices here. I think the base on this is 70. I think the base on the Coupe S is at least 80. We have this optional running board. I'm assuming you can stand on it, but I don't know, so I don't want to stand on it. If you don't stand on this to get in, it's pretty, it's a few inches here and then a few inches up, and then it like goes back down. So you kind of have to climb into there. So that's my only gripe with getting in the car. I'll find out with the client if he uses this running board, if it actually is functional or if it's just for looks. Let's take a look at the door. It's got this really nice aluminum trim, black leather, nice silver stitching. Mercedes always puts the seat adjustments up on the door, which is pretty convenient. So we've got, all the seat adjustments, memory seat even on the passenger seat. This is cooled and heated seats and a Burmester upgraded audio system. As we said, the one package includes, if you can see, the illuminated door sills. The car has really nice sports seats. As we said, they're black Napa leather, AMG branding. I don't believe they offer the fancy performance bucket seats in here, but they're probably, you don't want them in your SUV to drive every day probably. These seats, having driven it just to this location, are pretty stiff themselves. We're in the interior. This is the command system. It's a screen. It's attached here. It's stationary. It doesn't go in or down or anything like that. Basically, you have your navigation system, radio, media, so you can basically, Bluetooth your phone, telephone, and all the vehicle settings. And there's a nice picture of your GLC63 AMG. Simple controls for your temperatures, AC, rear defrost, all that kind of stuff's right at your fingertips. It does come up on the screen. It doesn't show anywhere here. I actually like this black wood trim. He said the only options he didn't get were the carbon fiber trim and the AMG Sport exhaust. I actually like this trim. This area is basically just cup holders and a cigarette lighter and a place for your phone. Down here this is the button that basically, if you see, when I turn that dial, you get to the different sections of the infotainment system. This little mouse is kind of a pain. I don't really like the spot. It's kind of in the way of this dial. I think you can write on it, but the guy that owns this car also said that he wishes that wasn't there. And we just have the volume for the radio, auto stop. Here's the dynamic settings. So you can basically select, comfort, sport, sport plus, which will change the driving characteristics of the car. You can also set an individual for the modes that you like. Here's that AMG 3-spoke flat bottom, really thick steering wheel, leather on the top, and this Alcantara on the sides, really nice. He has the panoramic sunroof, so we'll just open this. So the shade opens up, and as you can see, it's two sections. So it's basically the entire roof section is glass, and we'll close that shade again. So it blocks out that sun glare. Back seats, 3 seats, they fold down. I'll take a sit in there and see how comfortable that is. Center armrest basically just gives you more storage space in there. Now I'm in the back seat, and hopefully you can see plenty of room, lots of headroom. The seat's pretty far back. I've got leg room. Much bigger inside than the G-Wagon, which is crazy because the G-Wagon is this giant box, and this C-Class based SUV has much better legroom in the back. It's actually really comfortable. You could definitely fit, 5 adults in here somewhat comfortably. Definitely if you had 3 little kids, easily fit back here. 2 adults, super simple. If you're under the hood of a Mercedes and let's say you want to jumpstart the car, right here is your ground, so that would be your negative. And under here, as you can see, red for positive. Pull that back and you can clip onto the positive terminal there. That's how you can jump your car in a Mercedes. Shifts fast. It's a new 9-speed. Mercedes calls it MCT. I'll do a voiceover and talk a little bit more about the transmission right now. AMG SpeedShift MCT 9-speed transmission. The world's first 9-speed multi-clutch transmission is even more effective, efficient, and best of all, enjoyable. AMG SpeedShift MCT technology shortens shift times and offers quick multi-gear downshifts. A wet startup clutch eliminates the torque converter, improving performance, and along with the magnesium casing, saving weight. The Sport, Sport Plus, and manual modes of AMG Dynamic Select quicken upshifts and rev match downshifts, while Comfort mode can decouple to save fuel when coasting. So that was a little bit more information about this 9-speed transmission. Works really well. Shifts fast on the upshifts. Gives you a pop. Whoa, over this crest. Really nice downshifts. Whoa, this thing sounds like a sports car. Sounds like you're driving an AMG GT, but nope, you're in a GLC. This is really, really impressive. So I come to the stop, it puts me into first gear. Give myself a little room and punch it again. I'm going to open the window a little so you can hear it. That throws you back in your seat. I haven't driven a car this quick for a while. Wow. Wow. Thank you for letting me drive this car. I was not expecting it. I was expecting it to be quick, but nothing like this. Jeez. So at a base price of 70 grand, let's say you don't get the blacked out trim and you don't get navigation and all the little doodads. It basically comes with, all the performance for 70 grand. Is this car worth 70 grand? Yes. It's a Mercedes. It's got the build quality. The motor's unreal. Car looks really menacing. It's a beautiful stance. This car actually has a wider track than the base GLC cars, so that's really good. Is it worth 80 or 90? This one, as I said, stickered in the mid 80s. Probably still in the mid 80s. You're looking at, maybe a Macan S. You're looking at a Range Rover Sport, almost a V8 supercharger. That's in the 90 range. This is a lot of car for the money, especially 70 grand. It's great that Mercedes is doing their AMGs with 4-wheel drive. Now I think most car companies are going that route. It just gives you much better traction. And most people, especially in the United States and in Europe, we live in winter zones. So we have ice and snow and rain. And you don't want, 500-600 horsepower cars with normal people driving. Most people, let's be honest, can't drive. And they're gonna be in trouble with that much power. So, it's definitely a safety thing to put the 4-wheel drive system there. But it also definitely helps in handling. I'm sure you could, lap quicker even with an all-wheel drive system just because you're so much more confident. And like I said, this is the 4MATIC Plus. It's like the special AMG derived system. So, this is awesome. So it will push 100% of the power to rear wheels. So when you're under load, it's probably, rear wheel drive. And when it feels, a little slipping in the front, or when it's inclement weather and everything, it'll make it full four-wheel drive system. So really, really nice system. Let's do another acceleration here. Oh, it pops when you grab those gears. Wow, this thing is just sick. I would definitely, if I had 70 grand, I'd be looking at one of these. Even if I was in the sports car world, especially if I wanted a car that was a paddle shift and I wasn't looking for a manual, I would definitely go look at one of these. If you're in the market for a performance car in that 70 to 80 grand, I mean, you've got the four-wheel drive and the motor. And one other thing we were talking about is that, you could get a chip, an engine tune for this car, probably $1,000, $1,500, if that, and you're easily at 600 horsepower. I hope I answered the question for you guys. Is the GLC63 AMG worth 70 grand, 80 grand, 90 grand? For me, yes. If you have the funds to do this and you're looking for a car in this range, the performance, the practicality, all-wheel drive, thumbs up for me. Great car. I really, really enjoy this. I could take this home. I might give this guy my GTI and take this car for myself. It's just, love it. So if this is the first time watching my videos, I really appreciate it. Thanks so much. If you wouldn't mind hitting that subscribe button, give me a thumbs up if you like the video, and there's a little bell near the thumb that will notify you when new videos post. I'm trying to shoot for a Monday, Thursday, 12 noon Eastern uploads. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Please comment below. Let me know what you think about this car. What do you think it compares to? What are the features you like? What are the features you don't like? Was there anything that I missed that you wanted to see? I just want to wish all of you that celebrate a Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays. If I don't see you guys before then, I hope you have a great vacation, holiday with your family and friends. Eat a lot, have fun, and be safe. Take care. See you guys soon. Bye.